Hey, thanks for joining me today or tonight for this live scheduled test with the IERCC. And if you guys don't know about what the IERCC is, it is the International Emergency Response and Coordination Center. So I want to just go over a couple things real fast before this starts. The actual test with the IERCC is going to be at 8 o'clock. I wanted to cover a few things here real fast. First of all, you can see I'm at my desk in my studio, and so I have no view of the sky. And so it's not by satellite. Now, this messenger will operate by satellite or by cell service, and it'll go to cell service first if you have it. When you sync it with your cell phone or smartphone with the messenger app, then it'll do Wi-Fi, cell service, and satellite service. Almost 99.99% certain of that. But if you find that I've ever made a mistake, anything I'm saying here, please let me know. So I've tested this out here just to make sure, and I hope you guys see this well because it's not completely clear, but hopefully it's good enough for this test. So what I've done is again, since I'm inside, this is going to be by cellular service. I could call and talk to them. I could message on my smartphone through the Messenger app. But when I set this up, I asked them, I said, I want to treat this like a real emergency without being synced with your phone. And then I want to do all the messaging here on the device. And you can see right here. And if you guys don't know much about the Messenger app, I'm going to assume that some of you don't. There's three buttons on the side. There's a left, a right, and an OK. I need to keep track of the time. It does tell me that my time right here. This is a screen. You can arrow right and left. There's messages, tracking, weather, track back, inReach, a service plan, and settings. And then you can go deeper into that there. And now we're back at the home screen. So when I set this up, and I just want to let you know too, if you want to set up your own S.O.S test, then you can contact the IERCC. You're supposed to do this like 72 hours in advance, I believe, and set this whole thing up. I did this, I think, Sunday, and then we were able to communicate back and forth via email. And then that's where we talked and made sure that what we were doing and why. So that's in the description below. If you wanted to schedule your own test, click the link below. So we've got about 3 minutes here. I can show you a few things. Let me just show you a few things on the device again for if anybody's not aware of this. So there's the S.O.S cover right here, and that's what we're going to be pushing here in about 3 minutes, right? 2 to 3 minutes, and you hold that down for about 3 seconds, and then they'll respond. There's your power button right here, and then over here there is a cover for the USB-C port, and that's really all there is to it. You charge it from here also, and see, make sure I didn't forget anything else. There's a little place, a cut, not a opening right here to attach a lanyard. And that fact, this is how I connect this to my backpack. I'll have a lanyard here with a carabiner, and then it just hangs on my pack. All right, 7:58. It's getting close. Let me just. I'm gonna give you a little idea real fast of what we're gonna be doing once we hit this, and then we'll go through some messaging. But because they're going to respond to me, we'll see how this actually works. I'm going to show you real fast, though. If you want to message and you're not in an emergency situation, you arrow to the right one, and then you get to messages. And then under messages, it's a little blurry right there. Trying to make that nice, as clear as possible. And then you go into messages, and then there's people in here, and I've already messaged. So there's a new message here. And then you can then go through here, pick your contacts, and it's actually pretty simple. It's a little more challenging to use this because you have only three buttons. And this select button actually operates like as the back arrow too. It'll say like right here. See, it says to go back right there. So you hit the select button to go back. And now we're back at the home page. So 8 o'clock, we have an emergency. We don't, but we're gonna act like it. So I'm gonna hold this down for 3 seconds. Okay, less than that. It's beeping, it's counting down from 20 seconds. And it says press any key to cancel. I have done this test. This will be my third time, so this doesn't bother me anymore. And you can see in the description below, you can click on that to get to see those other tests. The one test was with the Mini 2, and then I was on the phone on that one, and the second test was the Garmin GPS Map 67i, and that was by messaging. Okay, emergency response. Getting a email from them or email message. Emergency response. Acknowledge your emergency. So I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to hit reply. And then I got an arrow to the right, and I'm going to put, I do not want to do a select quick text. So I'm going to arrow to the right, and I'm going to type reply. Now you can see there's letters on the bottom. I'm going to try to do as simple of a comment or messages as I can. I'm going to arrow to the left to get to the T. I'm going to let them know first. I'm going to make sure they understand that this is a test. So I'm just arrowing around here. And you may see me doing this and go, takes too long. Or you might go, hey, that's pretty easy. This is, I gotta, it just takes a little more time. But in an emergency, this is all you had, you would probably get pretty good at it. And if you want to put a space in, you can go right here to this right there, the little underbar, hit that, and then I've got to go to another space, and then I'm going to go to test. Now, when I was talking to them and setting this up, they asked if I want to treat this like a real emergency, and I said yes. So what does that really mean? Hopefully they don't show up at my door. All right, this is a test. Then when you're done typing, you go to the check mark right here. Well, it's got a little blurry on me. Sorry about that. I wasn't watching that. So this is a test. There's a check mark. So now it sent it. And again, I hope you guys see this well enough. If I go closer to the camera, it's more blurry. I'm trying to get my hands back in here so it's focusing on the hands. Again, more importantly, I wanted you to see kind of the direction, what you have to do, typing out the message, and how easy or hard it is. Hey, Tony, how are you? Oh, just hanging out here and doing this test. If anybody has any questions, I mean, one, if you guys want to leave while we're waiting for these responses going back and forth, if you want to say, where you're at, and if you have any questions, list them after this test is over, then I'll answer the questions because, this is one thing I'm going to ask. One of the very first questions I'm going to ask at the end of this is this too cumbersome for you? Is this something that is okay? Or would you rather be synced with your cell phone when you're typing it out? Or would you rather have something like the 67i where it's easier to message or use the buttons on screen? And then of course you have something like the Spot X, the Spot X, which has the built-in keypad. So yeah, the device is very small. It's the Garmin inReach Messenger. It is no bigger than my wallet, and I do make a joke about it that depending on how much cash you have in your wallet, this is larger than mine. Okay, most of us don't carry cash anymore, I don't think. But anyway, very small. I mean, the specifications on it. I don't recall. While I'm waiting for the I.E.R.C.C, I can see if I can pull that up real fast. Normally they respond really fast. Okay, I just got something back from them. Confirmed. We have received your scheduled. I'm going to click on that real quick. We have received, confirmed, we have received, and you arrow right and left to go up and down on this window. We have received your scheduled test. Again, really would like that to be better. So now I need to respond back to them. and I'm just gonna say thank you, and then we'll see if they wanna talk anymore. Again, don't wanna hit send quick text. I'll go over that this coming Sunday in the next live video. So, again, I'm gonna type in a message again. Let's see. I'm just gonna say thank you for I don't wanna type too much. So it you know, my my hands might get all cramped up because it takes a little time. I'm gonna say thank you. Well, it's gonna be a long one then. Thank you. But this is a good test. Again, that's real blurry. And I kind of don't like that. Sorry. I need to get to the response though. Thanks. I can't even, I gotta go to K. Sorry. Don't know my alphabet here. And then the space again, you go to this underbar that shows up on the right. And I'm gonna go back and say thanks for responding. Now, hopefully, if you ever have an emergency, it's not you, but if you're in trouble and you're having trouble typing, or maybe somebody broke a hand, or you have frostbite, this could be challenging to type this in. Just being honest here. And I think they're sending me some more stuff here. And my kid's probably done with this already. Went the wrong way. And this is not a really exciting video, but for me it is actually, because this shows just how this works. And I think more people really need to understand how fast they do respond. And, if you really need to think about, if you're injured, would you rather use this or a different device? So that's one thing I really want everybody to understand. So when I'm done with this, there's a check mark right here, and I hit enter on that. All right, let's go see up top. We're going to arrow to the left and go up. They said we have contacting emergency services. Again, this is because I told them I wanted to make this real. And again, they better not show up at my house. Per test request to act. Yeah, so this is perfect. So per test request to act like a real emergency. Yeah. So I can reply to that, but I don't, because that was just part of our discussion when we set this up. Now I can arrow down, when you want to go down, you arrow to the right. We have contact emergency services. Thank you for responding. And I'm just going to reply here that this again, you want to type as little as you can. I'm just going to say we can end this test. I went the wrong way, I think there, but probably about the same way around. I got to put a space in here. I apologize for the silence, even though you're probably like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. We can end." Sorry, got to be able to spell. And there's a delete button right there, or the trash can. So just make sure you see that. We can end the test. Almost done. Hopefully, I don't have to type much more. I much prefer to do this messaging on my phone, but I really want to show you guys what it's like to do it on this device. This is one of the hardest devices to message. Oh, I see. I messed up. So if you mess up, you go back to this back arrow, right, or the backspace, the test. Should probably make some hum some music for you while I'm doing this. All right, enough there. So now, once you're done with that, you have to go and hit the check mark right here. So I'm gonna hit that, and it's going up to them. Hopefully, they come back and say we're good because I'm tired of typing. All right. So Jonathan from Korea, hey, been emailing back and forth. That's been awesome. It's good to hear from you. And Parth, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name. I always do like to know how to pronounce people's last name. I can, while I'm waiting for this, I can put this up. I can. So thank you very much for your efforts, testing, and guidance through your videos from India. Awesome. That is great. It's great to see people from, I mean, most of the people here are from the US and Canada, but I mean, like Jonathan's over in Korea. And then somebody called in or said hello from Japan the other day. So thanks for letting me know where you're at. So if anybody else wants to, hasn't done this already, let me know where you're at. And while we're waiting for this to end, please leave a comment. Again, I would like to hear whether you think this is acceptable to you to be able to message this way using these buttons, but you can use your smartphone. But I'd just like to get some feedback from you guys because, it's great to have a small device, but there's some negatives also. I've got my other satellite communicators right around the corner, and I really don't want to get up to go pick them up. But since we're waiting, I am going to go grab this a couple things real quick. I want to show you the difference in a few of these devices. Okay, what we have here is, and they haven't responded back yet. So this is the Garmin inReach Mini 2. You can see it's about the same size. I mean, it's different shape, but about the same size. This is similar to messaging on this on as the messenger. However, the Mini 2 will actually autofill some words, so it's easier to type. This is the Garmin GPS Map 67i, and you can use these arrows here and move around on the screen, and it will autofill the words for you also. It's a bigger screen, much easier if you're using this, but both of these will actually sync with your phone. So if for some reason you're not in a situation where you can use your phone, it's a lot easier. The Bivy stick, and this is the Bivy stick blue. I don't have the ACR Bivy stick. It's just different color. Same device, ACR bottom out. The thing about the ACR is that, have I gotten the information back from them? Not yet. Okay. You can send a check-in message on the ACR right here, but that's all you can do. And same thing with the Zolio. If you cannot sync with your phone, you cannot message. That's just, they're great devices. I'm just telling you that's one problem. Now this big monster here, which is a little dusty because I don't use it all the time. I put this in my truck sometimes. See how big that is? That is the Garmin Montana 750i. It can take photos, geolocated photos, and it's a touchscreen. Huge device, and it only lasts for like an hour or two as far as the battery. And my buddy uses it on his pack. I'm like, you're gonna have to carry extra batteries. This is the Spot X. The nice thing about this, it has a built-in keyboard. Much easier to type a message on the Spot X. All right, that's not all of them, but I just wanted to show you, how big this is. You can see that I got it on the ACR baby stick, but how small it is, sorry, compared to these others. Now I need to double check here. They are not responding yet. So I'm going to arrow and hit back. Again, for anybody who's not seeing this, arrow right and left, and then this is the select and back. If you go back, that's what you would select. So I'm going to go back down here, and it says reply. I don't need to reply yet. There is cancel SOS, but I do want to wait for them to get back on me. So if anybody has any questions while we're waiting to wrap this up, let me know now, because this is a good time to just talk. And if they don't contact me in a little bit, then I will just end the test. This is really easy though, and while I'm waiting for anybody to leave a comment, again, if you didn't see the very beginning, I just opened this up. I held it down. I think I only held it down for a second. Normally they say it takes about 3 seconds, but about a second, and it started to send it. But easy to send. They contacted me quick. Now I am in cell service, so that's another thing to make sure you guys are aware of. When you're in Wi-Fi and cell service, it will respond faster, or you'll get the messages back and forth faster. And of course, if you're in satellite service, better have a clear view of the sky, and then it will take a little time. I've noticed when I have gone out and tested with satellite, it takes maybe, I would say, between 1 and 5 minutes. Typically, it's 1 to 2 or 3 minutes. It's pretty fast, but you better be able to take some time, relax and wait for the messages to come through. All right, Tony says, "I love government devices. Definitely come in handy, especially during military use." Exactly. There are so many reasons to have these things, and I've been talking recently, and one time there was a truck driver, and he drives cross country here in the US, and he was saying that you'd be surprised at how many places where you don't have cell service, and if the truck driver gets broken down in those areas, you may wanna have another way to, communicate. This is also great for people who are camping and maybe don't have any, reason to navigate or a need to navigate, or you have a secondary device. But again, great device. I love to use it with my smartphone, and it's much easier. So they're not responding back here. So we're going to end this test, and I'm going to go down. And then, so this one here, this doesn't always say this, but it does say cancel SOS. So I'm going to take a screenshot real fast. If you want to take a screenshot, all you have to do is hold down that right button. So we are going to cancel SOS, and I'm going to screenshot that again. It says no or yes. So we are going to say yes. So emergency response, sending your request to cancel. SOS will, and if you want to read more, you just hit this button on the right. It says SOS will close when confirmation is received. Keep the inReach device powered on and in view of the sky until SOS closes. Again, because this device will work on cell service and satellite, I don't have a clear view of the sky right now. And so I'm getting another message from them. Emergency response confirmed to send a cancel. Please press and hold the SOS button for 3 seconds. Follow the on-screen instructions. Thank you. All right, let me take a screenshot of that. So it said hold that for 3 seconds. We are going to do that right now. 1, 2, 3. Initiating. Press any key. Press any key to cancel. Let me make sure. Well, maybe I read that wrong. You guys can tell me how if I didn't read the message correctly. So this is my kids. It looks like it's over. I'm going to double check something real quick here, and you guys can see. I don't think you may not see the image real well, but there's a messenger app at the top here, and maybe that lighting. I want to turn the lighting down. Well, I can't really reach it. Okay, so I'm in the messenger app, and I'd like you guys to be able to see this, but you can't. So it says initiate SOS. It looks like it's all been closed out. All right, enough of that. Does anybody have any questions? And I see somebody here. I think it's Jonathan. Maybe you said hello. So I can't read Korean. If anybody can read Korean, other than it says hello, probably, or maybe see your name, Jonathan. But if anybody has any questions, let me know, and I'll answer these. So again, if you want to go back, you go right to where it says back here. You get back out of that, and I hit the left arrow, and we're back at the home screen. So that's all it takes. It's easy to contact SOS. They respond really quick. I mean, every single time I've ever done this, it's within a minute they're contacting me. It took a little bit longer on some of these messages here, but I mean, with you can see how fast it was. I have 2 other videos. One was with the Mini 2. I was on the phone with the I.E.R.C.C, and you can hear that conversation. That video is in the link below. The second test was a 67i, the GPS map 67i, and if I remember right, I was messaging. I did not call them, but I was outside of self-service. Yes, I was outside of self-service on that one, so I was messaging from the 67i and, without having a phone call. Alright, I'm not seeing any other questions. If you guys have any questions about this and you want some more maybe guidance information on, is there a better device than this for messaging? Are you happy with this device? And again, if nobody heard this at the beginning, if I really like to hear, do you guys think that this was acceptable for you if you had this to use it and message this way on the device? Because it is a lot more challenging just using these 3 buttons. It is much easier on most of these other devices to message than this, but at least it'll get you out of trouble. All right, getting long-winded. I'm not seeing any other questions. So thank you everybody for joining. I will just add that this coming Sunday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time here in the United States, I'm going to go over the messenger and how you do check-in messages, how you do quick text messages, and how you type out unique messages. Now it's very similar. It's exactly like what you guys just saw here, but I'm going to cover 3 different ways of how you do check-ins. Again, quick text and message. Hope to see you guys then. If not, check it out in the videos. I got videos, plus I've got live videos. Again, if you got any questions at all, leave comments. I love to get back, and I'll get back real quick, and we'll have good discussion. There is, well, yeah, thanks. Picked up the 66i, Gary, 66i over Christmas because they had a really nice sale. Thanks to your reviews. You are very welcome. The 66i is great. Just carry a portable charger with you. It'll lose the battery within about a day and a half to 2 days. I will say on that one, Gary, is I have a video out that shows how to extend the battery life on the 66i and the 67i. So instead of getting a day and a half, you might get 3 or 4 days. You might want to check that out. If you can't find it, just leave a comment on the website or the YouTube channel. Both. If you don't know, I have a website. It's called hikingemergencybeacon.com. All right. You guys are all so welcome, and thank you for joining me. I hope you got something out of it, and I will see you guys in the next video.